We're going to install the MRXA. Just to let you know, it is handed, so the trim is handed, so you can have, we're going to install a right hand, but you can change a right hand to a right hand reverse, and you can change a left hand to a left hand reverse, but you can't go right hand to left hand or left hand to right hand. This is the mortise. I've already installed it into the block. The mortise has two screws right here. These two screws are for the blocker. Whichever side these are on is the unlock side. So this would be the lock side. The other thing, so you can change that, and you can change that to this side and change the handing on the mortise. The other thing you can change on the mortise is the head of the bolt. And you can take out this set screw, pull it out, and turn it around and make it a different handing. But like I said, the trim is handed. So that's the mortise. The other thing on the mortise is there's two screws in here. This is the cylinder. This is two screws in here. The one closest to the cylinder you want to tighten up, and that will hold the cylinder in place. And you do that before you put the faceplate on. Okay, so we got the mortise installed. We'll put in a cylinder. We use a town steel cam. If you use your cylinder, we ask you send it in so that we can look at it and fit a cam to it. You have to use a town steel cam. We have a little wave washer in there. We usually supply extra because this is ligature resistant, and we don't want them pulling the collar away from the door, so we put in a couple of extra just so that it's tight up against the door. So you screw this in. And then once it's all the way screwed in, I'll tighten up the screw. So down to home position, which is on the lower side here. And then we'll go ahead and tighten up that one screw in there to lock the cylinder in place. Okay, so this is a storeroom function. So on the outside, you'll retract it with the key, and on the inside, the trim. This is the inside trim. Put this on. Oh, before I do that, it has a spindle. So the spindle goes in like this with the spring out. You see the spring out there. And that aligns into the hub. We'll put this on. Okay, so that should work. You can test that by just moving it, holding it in place and moving it down. That should retract the latch on the inside. And then we're going to install, there's a plate on the outside. And this plate has two screws that are holding that in place, and they go through here. So I'm going to put those in. Okay. And then the other screw goes down in here. The cutout is cylinder hole, if you have a cylinder, an inch hole through here for spindle clearance, two holes right here and here, and that's for the through bolt holes, and then one down here to hold it in place at the bottom. So this also has a spindle on this side. The spring goes out, okay, and then we install the outer trim. So that same thing for that cylinder, for that spindle. It's got to go inside that hub like that, and the spring just pushes it up against the housing, the mortise housing, so that you don't lose contact with the hub on housing. So you install that in there. There's three screws that go into there. These are all Torx screws with pin-in security screws, anti-tamper proof. And we'll go ahead and two at the top. They screw into the plate. and then one at the bottom goes all the way through to the other side to hold everything in place. Okay, alignment's really important because this is a very heavy lock. If everything's misaligned, it could bind and you have to adjust that. So that works. Obviously this one, this is a storeroom function. The only thing that retracts is the key. Everything, and then you put your faceplate on after you tighten your cylinder up in there. It also has tamper resistant screws. Any exposed screws are tamper resistant. The maintenance on these is really simple. Wipe it off with a clean cloth if you need to. The other thing is tighten everything up once in a while. Like I said, alignment's very important, so you want to tighten it up. We have different functions. Some have a thumb turn. I have the base for the thumb turn already on here. There are instructions included along with you know, the strike and all the hardware that you need. But you do need some Torx bits. T20 for this, and that's about it.